2023, I think we're gonna see two things mainly. One, it's the let's say some trends that have already been there for a while, like embedded insurance. They're gonna pick up again, and they possibly gonna have some significant overhaul or let's say implementation. And plus, we're gonna obviously see some new stuff coming around that's gonna make an impact and that's gonna change somehow the industry or part of it. Like I'm thinking of the whole generative AI movement, for example. I think the InsurTech sector has had a bit of a difficult year in 2022, right? Obviously, with the whole macroeconomic conditions are not ideal to the conduct of startup business in general. But I think now that's it's getting a little bit better. So now we see the startups that have made it through this time. I think it's fair to say that they're relatively solid, right? And they stood the test of time in a way and of the last year. Therefore, I believe it's the right year for them to seek new opportunities, new markets, and new capital. The capital is still there, but it's a little bit more selective. Therefore, I think if the founders they manage to stand out from the crowd, they're gonna have a pretty good year. Yeah, so being a new InsurTech now is a little bit tough because of what I just said in terms of the challenges. However, again, I think if you focus a lot on one thing, right, and not trying to do too much or to do everything and not trying to disrupt the whole industry as we've seen some companies doing in the past, I think you can have a pretty good time. Again, there's both capital, VCs, but also insurance incumbents looking for good insurtechs either to invest in or to partner. But I think they really need to try to target very specific parts of the insurance value chain. That's a great question. It's especially because it is difficult to answer, right? So I think we probably all know that it's one of these changes that is actually coming that will change things, right? It's not just something passing like a little bit the metaverse has been. Although even in the metaverse, I think there is going to be some change going forward. ChatGPT and generative AI, they're going to be a big instrument for, let's say, improving or overhauling parts of what the insurance InsurTech does. How it's difficult, but definitely there is definitely very specific impacts that we already see in claims management, for example, in processing applications, in underwriting, right? It's more difficult to see in terms of customer facing now what the changes will be, but there will sure be opportunities for InsurTechs to work in that area. I found it great so far. It's been really like a fantastic first half of the day. The panels were excellent, the speakers and the moderators fantastic, and it's been also very well organized. So one of the best this year.